Up next on the podcast, we have my dear friend Sam Tucker from Nashville, Tennessee. He's the owner of Village Bakery and Provisions.
We had I played in a band. We had some dude named Fritz that wore lederhosen in New York that was trying to plug us a distribution deal in Europe. And geez, I mean, everybody had something like that going on.
Yeah.
And so there was like more connectivity. Guys that work in restaurants or other bakeries were, I would run into them on the road. I just think to your point, I think everything has changed with the advent of maybe technology, but I mean, people just aren't connected anymore.
We're the most connected we've ever been and the least connected we've ever been.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. This is a time in human history where information is so vast and readily available that there's so much fucking disinformation that you have to filter through. It's overload. Right. I was talking to one of my coaches at the gym, and I just kind of was just like, are you exhausted? He's around our age. I'm like, are you just exhausted every fucking minute of your life? And he goes, yeah, all the time.
Yeah.
And I said, I wasn't this tired a couple of years ago, man. Like 5-6 years ago, I wasn't, and it's not age. And he goes, it's the phone. We're so overly stimulated. Our cortisol levels are so high that when they finally come back down to normal, that it's not a normal level of what we should be at. It's still high from what the human body should be at. And then immediately when we wake up, instead of like going back down and having, our anxiety come down and the levels of cortisol come down and this and getting rest, we're right back on our phones and we're right back overstimulated again. And he goes, that's what I think it is, man. And I'm like, that's a very valid point.
Something to that. Well, how is that? I would love to hear your take on how that you think that's played out with food too, because we were talking about music. What about, because you remember when you were a cook, how somebody would show up with a cookbook, right? And it was a new thing, and it was like, wow, look at this food, and there were pictures, and there were techniques, or you know what I mean? It was a book, and you would borrow it, or like you would bust through service and look like an idiot, probably in so many ways, and then put your nose in a book after dinner service and try to get better. Now that
I couldn't tell you last time I bought a cookbook.
I know.
I couldn't even tell you. And I used to go to, we were talking to another chef friend of mine before. It was like, we used to go to Barnes and Noble on my day off and sit down on the floor and look through every fucking, but spend hours there. Hours.
Right.
No cell phone, no nothing. Nobody knew where you were. And I would just page through Charlie Trot. There were pivotal moments in my career of like cookbooks.
Yeah.
I remember the day the French Laundry cookbook came out.
Yeah.
And the chef brought it in, and I was just like, it was so clean.
Yeah.
It was white and clean, and every page was even cleaner, and the food was, it was perfect. Everything was perfect. And you're just like, I didn't know you could fucking do that with food. And then I got the job there, and I was just like, holy shit. And then Thomas brought the Michelle Bras cookbook in. I remember the day that came out. We were all 25 cooks standing around it while we were just flipping through.
I didn't know that was
You're like, oh, holy shit, man. And then I remember the day those big, thick El Bulli cookbooks came out, and you're just like, what the fuck is this, man? Look how dark it is, and they're plating on rocks and tweezers, and what is that? What the fuck is that?
And look at the kitchen.
What is a fucking sea cucumber like in the kitchen? Like where are they cooking?
Right.
It's a couple fucking tables.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like those are the pivotal moments. And then when I first started cooking, the Gotham Bar and Grill cookbook was the first cookbook that was like, I had been working at like a catering thing in a country club, and the guy at the country club had this. He goes, hey, check this book out. And I was like, holy fuck.
Yeah.
How did they get that salad so tall? You know, everything in back then was like in ring molds and built up and endive leaves. And I think those cookbooks were like the pivotal moments. I remember when they came out, I remember like reading them and reading it again and flipping through it. And I don't know, I haven't done that in 20 years.
So now it's an Instagram.
It's on Instagram, yeah.
and you're like scrolling and everything is so cheap, it has less value because it's here and then it's gone.
Mm-hmm.
And
the diminishing return doesn't mean anything anymore. The diminishing return meant you got it, you thought about it, you enjoyed it, you wanted more. And then something else comes along and same thing, you want more of it. So you go on and research it and you go out and seek knowledge. And like, again, too much information. We have an encyclopedia for anything that we want in our fucking pockets. And we're just kind of like, eh.
So what happened? Why is it that when we looked at those books, why is it that when we looked at the Let Me Show Bra book or, and what's that brasserie in New York? I'm sorry, I'm drawing a blank. But there was simple rustic European, but refined rustic European fare, and it was like fish that was beautifully seared and vegetables and sauces that were, just perfect emulsions. And I wanted to make that, like I wanted to reach for that sort of level of refinement. And then, but when I go through like when I'm scrolling, I'm like, that again. I don't want to reach for it is what I'm saying. What unplugged do you think now I'm asking you the questions. It's your pod.
No, this is it. Yeah, it's a conversation.
But like I wonder what it is that made us unplug from wanting to reach and do the hard things, take the hard path to get there.
Well, I think let's just dissect that a little bit and let's just go back to the modern day cook of, when we were coming up, it was like you do your year, maybe 2 years at a place, maybe you stay longer and then you go to another place.
Right.
And you do another year there and you keep working your way up until you're ready to take a sous chef position. And now it's kind of like, there's chefs that are famous because they have YouTube channels.
Yeah.
There are chefs that are famous because they were on TV, or you have a TV personality that's opening restaurants as cookbooks.
Yeah.
And the public's perception is that these places are good or the media built someone up.
Yeah.
So it has to be good. And the marketing machines behind them. So the public, the everyday person doesn't know the difference. They see this person on TV. There's articles written in these magazines about them. They won some sort of awards or competition. So it's got to be good. So you go there and you're already told that it's good.
Yeah.
And you have to like it because everyone else likes it.
Mm-hmm.
So you like it.
Yeah.
I think it's been watered down. It's been going on for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
And I think we were just talking about it with Michael Hanna. The public's perception and expectation is so great and so out of reach from when they walk into a hotel or a restaurant or a cafe or a coffee shop. And the outrage is so extreme that if they screwed up your coffee, it's this big fucking fight and someone has to storm out and you got to write a 1-star review. We're really lost as a fucking society when people are writing a 1-star review about because the barista put regular milk instead of almond milk and they had to remake it again. Like you're taking time out of your day to fucking open your phone, log into an account, write some sort of review, check up for spelling, give a 1-star review and send it out into the ether.
Yeah.
Don't you have anything better to do with your time?
By the way, can I go back?
Yeah.
It's Balthazar.
Oh, Balthazar. I was going to say Balthazar. Yeah.
I don't know why I couldn't pull that.
Yeah.
I think it's because I've been up since 3 this morning. Sorry. I have cognitive decline. It's like
I think we all do.
Sundowner syndrome.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. There's less connectivity. Hospitality it should mean more. As when I ate at your place, I really, I was made to feel welcome, and I really appreciated that. It was more than just the refinement of the food, the care that you put into the craft, but it was, you and your brother every time I come into the door and make a delivery, it's like that Danny Myers thing that was impressed on me by a maitre d' that I worked for. It was like, you know, the guy delivering beer to your back door, or the guy that comes and cleans out your breeze trap. He's a human being that has to take his wife out
Right.
to dinner sometime to make him feel well.
We have a rapport with all of our fucking delivery drivers.
Right.
Here.
I'm sure.
I have inside jokes.
Sure.
I have inside jokes with all of them.
Yeah.
I have inside jokes with the fucking pest control guy.
Yeah.
And they're here to help us be a better business. Like, what am I going to be rude to the guy that's dropping off liquor? Like, oh, put it there, man.
But our craft is, here's the other thing that I think, and this might point to, this comes to mind in our question about like what happened to the deeper, meaningful connectivity is like we lost in arranging that hierarchy of values. Hospitality as a craft is like when we were learning how to make a terrine, or learning how to learn the biological components of sourdough, and I wanted to make that, and then I wanted to learn how to make a sorbet that was perfect in texture and had, you know, like the right mouthfeel and wouldn't break apart at the wrong time. You know, like that hyper focus was all for the moment at the table, because we're going to die, you know, and like having respect for the moment at the table where people come together and people get divorced, business partners break up, family members become estranged, family members get cancer, they go away, they come in and out of your life. So that moment at the table is like, paying attention to it is the most punk rock act of defiance to the natural order of things, you know, and that drives all of the beautiful food. I mean, it's the soul of it, and I could taste that in all those great pasta dishes.
Right. Right. Well, I hope so. I don't know. I think me and Matthew just have the approach. It's like, this is the hospitality industry.
Yeah.
And we have to be hospitable first and foremost. We have to be to our staff. We have to be hospitable to the staff. And we built a culture that is a safe place for people to work, a place where they enjoy coming to work, and a place where they feel respected. And then on top of that, that bleeds into the guests coming in, people coming back, and we, you know, keeping notes. And Sam came in, it was his anniversary on this day, and we sent them an extra blah, blah, blah. So next time he likes to have, you know, martinis dry with 2 olives, you know, this and that. And, you know, his wife is allergic to pork or doesn't eat shellfish. Those are all in the fucking notes, man. And that's all Matthew. And then when somebody's come in, we had a regular, they've been here 31 times. Wow. 31 times in a year and X amount of months. It's like twice a month they're coming in. And we have like a page of notes on them, you know?
Wow.
And that's what Matthew wants to do. That's his vision for Iggy's, is to be that neighborhood restaurant where you come in and they, what is it? The Cheers song. Want to go where everybody knows your name. Right. Like Matthew is living the Cheers song. Every day he's putting notes in. You want to go where people know your name.
That's a skill.
Yeah, it's a fucking skill, man. He does it so well. I don't know how he fucking does it. I literally just forgot the name of somebody that just said their fucking name. Right. You know?
Yeah.
I don't like, fuck, what was your name again?
That reminds me of one of my old maitre d's who, he had both sides of it. He had the hard, like, drill instructor.
Where was this at?
This is at the Wild Boar. I don't know if you even remember, that was, one of the first fine dining restaurants in Nashville. That's how old I am. But an old guy who passed away, owned it with his family. Thomas Keller cooked there. Johnny Azzini cooked there.
No shit.
A bunch of people passed through, and
I didn't know Thomas had a connection to Nashville until he was in town the other day eating at Hawthorne. And I'm like, that's weird. He's like, he knows those guys from back in the day. I'm like, what the fuck?
He was there. Bob Wagner. I met Bob Wagner years later and worked for him. at Watermark. But this dude, he, I was full of myself and thought I was a shit. They're having wine dinners. We're like, the wine for a 12-course tasting menu. I think Tom Black put one together, and all the wine was like $70,000 or something like that.
Yeah.
It was an insane, like, wine that had been salvaged from ships
No way.
under the ocean, like when they found shipwrecks, and like
Who is Tom Black? I know that name.
He's I guess he's a Francophile that has like a really big wine collection.
Yeah.
I've cooked for him, but I don't know him really well.
Yeah, the name sounds really familiar. Man.
He's all over town eating at places like yours, and I think he's known for his wine collection, but I think he made his money in tech somehow. But anyway, he put together this wine, and I put up food, and there was a parfait, and it started to sag a little bit, and Abby Ben Ramoun, the maitre d', said, "That is not going out into my dining room." And I laughed at him. I was like, well, what else are you going to do? Like, it was a moment like, you better run because it's
still falling.
And he turned it back on me and said, "You better fucking fix it right now." So I had to figure out a way to fix it. And then he took me out later, and I understood, like, he took me out back and had to talk to me. And I realized that, like, beyond that hard drill instructor exterior, like there was like a really tender heart for the moment at the table. And I'm so grateful to him for that ever since. But I don't know, I'm kind of rambling on, but
No, you're not. This is interesting.
Like, it goes to like, why I look around, I go, why don't we, in our tweezer plating and all of the really nice aprons that people are wearing to our hats, where did we lose?
It's become it's a fashion. It's a
guys with ethically coiffed hair.
Yeah, it's a fashion statement now,
Do
you think that we're just getting old? It's like, this younger generation. Are we turning into the fucking get off my lawn people?
Yeah, every generation kind of does, but I think this generation, like, I remember reading something that Rocco DeSpirito, is that the guy's name? I read an interview in an article where he said something like, and this was years ago, he said, chefs aren't willing to kick people's asses anymore. You can't do it.
Can't do it, man.
Because they're so fragile. And I'm afraid that we've made kitchens like, every kitchen is like a Planet Fitness now, where it's the no condemnation, with no judgment zone or something like that, where like every extreme bodybuilder looked like an idiot. Had to. He was a scrawny ass little kid, and at some point going in there saying, "I'm just going to come in here every day and look stupid and do this every day." And I mean, and that's how you build yourself. And I'm afraid we're not. The tragedy is we're not building people the same way that we were built.
Well, I think it's better and for worse.
Yeah.
I feel like I was in a lot of places where we're going to break you down to nothing,
right,
and then build you back up. So why don't we just start with the building back up part? Why do we have to like demoralize people to the point? What does that have to do with making the food any better? The fact that the fish guy's crying right now, how is that helping anything? But on the flip side to that, it's like we went through it, so we understand it.
Yeah.
And I get, like, you can't. The thing is, I don't know why it's like human beings and jobs are so fucking weird. People are not the same people they are at a job as when they go home. It's like once you leave your house and you get to work, whether it's a cubicle, a kitchen, an office, you become someone else. You're friends with people you would never hang out with in your personal life. You see those people more than you see your family.
They become your family.
Yeah. And then it's so transient especially the restaurant industry. It's like a war buddy. And all of a sudden it's like you leave that job and you don't hang out with those people anymore because you're not on their schedule anymore. And you probably would never talk to them again.
Yeah.
It's like I still think about all those guys I worked with on the line. I wonder what they're doing.
Yeah.
It's such a transient industry, and every person is like a bespoke, custom thing where you learn different.
Mm.
You need to be talked to differently. Your actions are different.
Right.
Your cooking set is different. You can give one recipe to 5 people, same exact recipe, and you're gonna get 5 different results.
Yeah.
It's crazy. It's crazy when you think about that, And then you work with bread. So that's even more of a challenge, I think, of giving someone a recipe and like knowing when to pull it. You can't.
Yeah.
It's a learned, hands-on. You cannot pick up a book, read about bread, and go do it. It's impossible. I mean, maybe there is a savant out there. I can't.
Well, it just takes so many years of looking like an idiot. And, still like today, you see it when the brioche comes in and it sags a little bit like last week. I think one of the capacitors went out on one of the heating elements in the oven and it didn't heat up fast enough. So all that butter is like
along the step, you can do everything right. You can do in the stage of a bread's life. How many stages are there? And if one of those stages gets tweaked a little bit, it's completely fucked, man. It's not like making a soup where it's like, okay, well, we'll just add a little bit more salt and add more stock and bump up the vegetables. It will be good.
You can't catch up with the hot sauce.
Yeah, science, man. Pastry's the same way. Your cake comes out of the oven, it's not right, make another one. Try that with a sourdough. Try that with a fucking sourdough. All right, make another one. All right, give me 26 hours.
Yeah. Right.
Why did you get it? How did you get into bread making?
Oh man, I
don't say the pandemic.
No.
Okay, good.
Oh no, it was much longer. I was a rageaholic. I was playing music. I worked at an Applebee's. This is when I was like a teenager, and I was a server, and I was the worst server. such a shit. Chase people out to the parking lot, like and talk shit to them.
No shit.
Yeah.
Oh, I love it.
And so I went, my band that I was playing with went out on a 2-week tour or something like that. And I came back thinking I would have a job. And the manager said, hey, we're really staffed in the front of the house right now. You can wash dishes. So I went to the dish pit and I was a rageaholic, trying to like tear through it, like get like everything immaculately clean. And I found that I really liked it and started working into prep and worked my way up to assistant kitchen manager at Applebee's. And still a crusty punk full of shit. Manager had the district manager and the regional manager in one day, and I was setting up the line for PM service. And, I had to walk in, immaculate, everything ordered, labeled, dated, floors were immaculate, fryers were filtered. And I did a test batch on some fries, and I walking down the line, and I put a couple in my mouth, and he's standing out there with his arms folded, and the 2 guys that he's trying to impress, and he goes, hey, garbage mouth, that's coming out of your paycheck. And I go, I just spit it at him. You're fired. So for some reason, I was such a hothead, and I was just ready to fly off the handle. At any time, this gentleman hired me to bake in his bakery, his bread bakery. And he was a retired Air Force jockey, a pilot. He flew fighters.
Jeez.
And he was the most cool, level-headed dude.
Yeah, he has to be.
And he pulled me aside and he goes, I've seen guys like you wash out. I could see you coming a mile away. If you don't get your head under control, if you don't manage yourself, learn to manage your rage. It's fear. He pointed it out. It's it's all fear-based.
Yeah.
And he mentored me, and I started working at his bakery. We were handing hot, fresh bread out of the oven. We had like a little sample board. We'd pull bread out of the oven, taste it, look at it. Moms would bring their kids in. I still want to do that to this day. That's what I wanted to do. Handing kids and their moms the hot, fresh bread. And it started to transform me. It took decades to do it, but it transformed me into an empathetic, more compassionate person. And I began to see the connection with that craft and its purpose. So that's how I ended up with bread. And I went to pastry because I wanted to learn more about pastry. Still had that hothead kind of thing underneath. And then I kind of went into cuisine and then went back into pastry. And then I bounced back and forth with this identity crisis over about 3 decades. And finally in 2015, I got approached by the farmer's market and they asked me to put in a bread bakery down there. And it's like, no, I don't want to do that. It's run by the city. It's a shit show. Also, state employees, they want lunch. Nobody's going to go down there to buy bread. But then I saw on the weekends there was a possibility of being next to farmers and connected with the point of origin of those foods coming out of the ground. And I had a relationship with the farmers from cooking. And I thought, this is something I really should consider. And I went down there and things went south with farmers market management. And I started talking shit again. And the hotheads showed up. They kicked me out. So I kept the wholesale accounts in I lost my lease at the end of 2016. It was run by corrupt, local municipal politicians, for the most part. I kept the wholesale thing, and in 2020, I got approached by Bob Bernstein, who owns Bottle Java. Said, hey, I don't want to be a bakery owner anymore. Do you want this? So we moved into his spot, and now we're trying to work on making that more welcoming and friendly for people to come in too, but it's mostly wholesale.
Yeah.
And that's the condensed version.
And you think you like making bread more than doing the dinner service?
Huh.
Or do you miss it?
I love cooking. I don't miss dinner service.
Yeah.
That's a young man's game.
Yeah.
I think I could work a station still.
Trust me when I tell you, it's fucking hard, man. You're good for the first half an hour and a couple pickups, and then when it hits like 7:30, 7:45, you're like, we have fucking 3 more hours of this. Holy shit, man.
The hard part for me was people going, hey, you want to go out for a few drinks? And that turns into something altogether different. Like when I was at Watermark, I went out for drinks for a couple times and right back at it the next day early. And I was like, how do you guys do this? Cocaine. It was like, that's how they did it.
Yeah.
Hardballers from Charleston that I'm working with. And I was like, I'm not really going to do that.
That doesn't sound good, man. That sounds like
self-mutilation.
Yeah, a dead end track. But that's also like the stereotypical. I think that we've kind of like shed that stereotype in the industry of like the line cook burns everywhere.
Yeah.
I'm going to go out after I clean up my station. I'm going to go out and drink warm whiskey and eat cigarettes at the fucking dive bar.
Right.
And listen to fucking Flaming Lips or, My Morning Jacket and fucking, and then, go home, be hungover, and just do that constantly over and every fucking night, man. Like,
I think that spiral.
I never got into that. I would go out to drinks every once in a while, but I never was in that routine of like every fucking night. And then when I became a chef, I'd see these cooks, like, dude, what the fuck is wrong with them, man?
Well, for me, I thought I'm chipping away at whatever competitive edge I have.
Definitely.
I need to perform tomorrow.
I need to be sharp. You're right. Yeah.
I need to bring my A game every day.
Well, yeah, I was working in restaurants that would never allowed it. I mean, it's not like they wouldn't allow it. It's like the workload wouldn't allow me to get like 1 hour less of sleep. And my life has always just been about like getting home and maximizing as much fucking sleep as I can get so I could go back and do it tomorrow. which is a hard thing to do.
You have purpose.
Yeah.
You got a reason to be excellent.
It's like that enormous prep list was the motivation for me to get out of bed before the alarm went off.
Oh, yeah.
I need to leave right fucking now, because if I leave 10 minutes late, the day's shot, you know? I got to beat the produce. I have to beat the produce delivery so that I could get at least 3 projects done before all that fucking produce shows up. And then I got to take all those herbs and roll them all in and like put everything away meticulously.
Yeah.
And I'm here by myself. And it's like, fuck, man. You know?
I remember I was in marital counseling with for my first marriage, and the counselor was like, well, I don't know how we got on the topic, but I was like, I gotta be early. I gotta, if I'm on time, I'm late.
Mm-hmm.
I gotta be there ready in my station, ready to go. They won't let me in the door before a certain time because they're trying to cut overtime, but I gotta be there ready to hit it. And so what happens if you're late? I said, that's death. Come on, is it really death? They were like head shrinking me, like,
man.
No, let's talk about it.
That's exaggerating a little bit.
No, it's really death.
You don't understand. These people are crazy.
Somebody has to die.
Yeah. If I don't get there, someone doesn't eat.
Some people understand and some people never will. Maybe that's why the hard asses serve a purpose in that universe, is because it kind of moves people out that aren't fit for it.
You don't buy into it, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's how much do you want to push yourself?
Yeah.
You know, how much can you take?
They have another reason. They have somewhere else to push themselves, something else that they're passionate and driven to do, or maybe not. I don't know. I finally gotten to a point where I don't adjudicate people's character, though. I hope that person's a piece of shit. That person's, you know what I mean? Like, they have their reasons. Just be
what is it?
gracious.
Everyone's on their own journey. You never know what someone's going through at that particular moment, you know?
Yeah, and hospitality is about trying to be excellent to everybody.
Yeah.
So
it's funny. It's so much easier. It's like human nature. It's so much easier to put somebody down instead of like lending a hand to help.
Right.
And it's like we see it's so amplified with like social media and the political system that we're in right now, and just everything. Yeah. Even, reality TV, everything's got to be this drama fight. It's like, why are human beings like this? You know, this was a learned trait. Where did we fucking learn this from?
I know, but it's also easy to forget your own debts that you owe to people who were patient with you. You know,
we have a very short memory.
Yeah.
Just in life in general, just a short memory of like some struggle that you went through, and then X amount of time later you're putting someone down for that same struggle. It's almost like it's almost like this arrogant thing of, well, I did it, why can't you do it? Stop being a pussy. It's like, well, not everybody's on the same fucking path, man. Like, settle down. They'll reach the finish line when they get there.
Plus, if you're trying to, not everybody's made for it. Not everybody has a psych profile for self-mutilation. Like self-mutilation. I don't know.
It's a hard industry, man. It's a fucking tough industry. I think it's getting harder. It's getting more, the percentages of money that you can make are getting smaller. Yeah. The demand from guests is getting more outrageous. Mm-hmm. The hoops you have to jump through in order to open up a business is getting stupider.
And for you, more so, the demographic, that customer, I need to be careful. I think may be becoming more and more scarce. People that are willing to drop that kind of dime on.
Yeah. There's a study saying that Gen Z doesn't drink alcohol. They're not drinking alcohol the way that, we did. And the liquor companies are already pivoting. They're already seeing the 10, 20-year effect this is going to have.
They need to bring Zimas back.
And they're already pivoting to non-alcoholic gins and non-alcoholic beers and, non-alcoholic drinks.
Right.
And they're going to say, I think somewhere, I don't know where I read it, but they said like the liquor industry and the restaurant industry is going to transform itself because of this reason in the next 10, 15 years.
What?
This is a problem they're already preparing for because no one's drinking alcohol anymore. I don't drink anymore. I mean, I have a drink every once in a while, but not like I used to.
Yeah.
Yeah. And when I do have a drink, it's in a social setting. We're going out for a drink, not like, oh, let's go grab a beer or let's go get drinks afterwards. Like, fuck that, man.
Yeah.
I'm at a concert and I want to fucking have a gin and tonic before a show or something. But then it's like one drink and that's it.
Yeah.
You know?
And you're going to drop $16-18 on a cocktail.
Yeah. Yeah. Right.
That you can make at home
Or I could buy you for $10 for a bottle of water. I might as well have a drink. That you can make at home. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you like the hours of being a baker better than, obviously? I mean, it's really fucking early in the morning, man. You don't seem like a morning person to me.
Ha! Yeah. I'm always just cranky.
Yeah.
I prefer it to line cooking because line cooking was like later in the day. You try to do all the stuff before.
Yeah, I can't. It's possible.
You're going to go work out. You're going to go do this work on your car, whatever. You're tired after, like now it's time for your shift to start. Oh, great.
Right. Day's just starting.
Yeah. Maybe that was just later on, but I'd rather be done and get on with the day and have daylight. I think it's better.
Yeah.
Probably. What about you? You like the hours of?
Yeah, I'm a night person, man.
Yeah.
So I can't get up in the morning. There was I was working at this hotel and we were revamping the cafe and I had the cafe open at 6 a.m. So I had to be there at like 5:30. So I was like up at 5. And it's funny, like the human body can adapt to fucking anything. And once I got on that schedule, it was easy. I was in bed at 8.
Right.
Up at 5.
Yeah.
I would go to like the morning fucking class, like 5, 6 in the morning.
Yeah.
I'd go and fucking work out or do the, and I'm like, holy shit, man. And I get out of work at like 2:30.
It does isolate you a little bit.
Yeah.
Like people are hey, come on over. It's this thing at 7 o'clock.
Right.
Man, my band is playing. We're going on at 9:30. I'm like,
AM?
Right.
Yeah. It was hard because I would get off work and I'd be fucking dead tired, at least for the first week. And I'd come home and I'd fucking sleep.
Yeah.
At 2:33 in the afternoon. And I would take a nap and I'd be up the rest of the fucking night.
Right.
But once I got over that, it was a pretty cool schedule.
Yeah.
But I'd have to be in bed by 8 o'clock. I'd be like, what the fuck? It's like the old pandemic days, man. The pandemic, I go to bed at like 6:30 because nothing mattered. I'm like, I don't give a fuck. The day's over. Let's get on with this.
Right. Yeah.
So when did you know that like, hey, I want to, like, this is really cool. I want to start baking. And how did you learn the science of all of it? Or are you still learning?
Yeah, that whole thing during the pandemic, it used to crack me up when I heard people say, the science is settled. Yeah. Talking about vaccines or mask or whatever. Nothing is ever settled in science. You're constantly asking questions.
Right.
And I think I have a baseline understanding of what like the biological aspects of it. It's so ridiculous when people say, "Oh, you're an artist." Like, no, I'm just maybe in the way that I'm cranky or whatever, but it's not art. It's just understanding fermentation and how microbes work and trying to cultivate. It's more like gardening than it is.
Yeah.
art. Like maybe what you do has more of an artistic connection, but to me, I'm just trying to work with acidity and hydration, and I'm trying to cultivate a clean environment for bacteria to grow and stay clean out of its own toxic waste that it creates, and that's it. Those fundamentals are there. Still, we, as you've seen with us with the trial and error with the brioche, trying to get it perfectly honed, size, shape, mouthfeel. That's a little bit challenging at times. I think probably because there's so many wild cards, so many variables that come into the environment. You can't do everything in a vacuum. Equipment fails. You saw it like a few months ago. My walk-in was crapping out. It was running on 2 legs because the compressor was dying, and I couldn't hold temperature, and so everything was 10 degrees warmer, and so it just blew all of our processes down because
just fast forwarded everything. That's too hot. Huh?
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah. We couldn't. We tried everything. We tried water temperature, using ice water.
Mm-hmm.
It still wrecked everything. To get out of the normal processes. So I guess when things go awry like that, and you can't maintain constancy with processes you learn, there's always something new to learn about what you can and can't do. Did you ask me how I knew that I wanted to do that?
Yeah, like, how did you learn it? Like, it's not, I don't think it's just something like, I learned to make pasta at a bunch of restaurants I worked at, and I was always a pasta man, and I gravitated towards it because I enjoyed it. I felt the calmness of rolling out the dough.
Mm-hmm.
I felt like the precision of getting the tagliatelle correct, the amount of flour so it wouldn't stick. And it's like every time I made it, I learned something new. And even today, I'm still learning something new about we should add a little bit more hydration to this flour. Like, there's always things to play with, but it's kind of like, it's one of these weird things of like, especially like bread, where we're the culinary industry. It's a culinary art loose term. It's very scientific, and there's an art form to it also. I don't look at myself as like I'm an artist the way Pablo Picasso is an artist, or the graffiti, Ernie that did the graffiti for us on the front.
Right.
Like, that's a tangible art. He's an artist. He could take a pen and he could draw something on this wall right now. It could be totally amazing. That's how I think art is. I think art, when someone says art to me, I my mind goes to a museum. I don't look at food as an art, but it is all encompassing in that. It's extremely scientific. It's an art form because, everybody would have a different interpretation of it.
Yeah.
Whether they're making it or they're eating it. And I think, like, in that aspect of the critic, that's where the art comes in, is like, to understand what's happening is an artistic approach or an artistic view to, what you're trying to do with these flavors. Right? Okay. And then there's like the craftsmanship of it. A craftsman, when I say craftsman, I think of the carpenter. I think of a plumber, an electrician. Those are crafts, Yeah. Can a carpenter be an artist? Yeah. If this house, is it an art piece? So there's a lot of gray lines and gray areas in the restaurant or hospitality, culinary arts. And I think like what you do is way more scientific than what I do on a day-to-day basis. And you could say what I do is more artistic on a day-to-day basis, what you do, but we're still under that same umbrella, There's the things that I do. Some things I do are extremely scientific, and I have to follow the laws of science, and I have to follow the correct hydration and the correct amount of salt and saline and the amount of temperature in the oven and how hot it is and the humidity in the oven.
Right.
And then there's the art form. We're just riffing. We're making a dish. Oh, I add this, add that. Oh, give me some of that.
Yeah.
Or if I could put it all in ratatouille. You know, it's like, it's like, oh, fuck, that's amazing. You know, how did you do that? I have no idea. Yeah, I don't know. I just made it. You figure it out, you know? So I guess,
I'm sorry.
no, go ahead.
Well, I guess maybe because you've acquired those fundamental things along the way that are just fundamental to you now, but somebody else would have to worry. But in hearing you riff on that, I think, or I wonder if we get to a point to where we're like, we're the thing that's being built now.
Yeah.
Like I was in your restaurant, dropping bread off, and there was a moment where the guy that makes your pasta, Josh, yeah. He came out and he was frustrated about something. He was like, hey, what's he doing? I need him. Like, and you just turned to him and you go, I got this. And you spoke in his native Spanish to the guy that Josh had a beef with, and you coordinated everybody towards a solution. And what you demonstrated was like personal refinement, you know, like here's a problem being presented. We're going to get to a solution. I can communicate what you need to communicate to him. And I think that in like hammering this craft, like going at it every day and trying to get better every day, what we realize that after so many years is we're the thing that's being built. So maybe that's where we are. You can talk to your staff in a way that gets them excited about food. You can, the front of the house people, rather than maybe when you were younger and you would like try to beat it into them. No, you're going to sell this dish because it's Saturday night, by God, and this is I've got 20 portions of cod and we got to get through it all, right? Like, so, maybe you just maybe we're at another level to where hopefully we realize we're the thing that's being built. The science is all the same with what I'm doing. The techniques are, I'm sure that your technique in making pasta must be light years beyond what most of us will ever achieve.
Oh, I highly doubt that.
You're modest, but I think that like maybe that goes back to the hospitality thing. Maybe what we really get good at is just being excellent to people. Maybe
or learning from your mistakes. I've been doing this for 30 years now. 30 years I've been cooking, and
and I have not been excellent.
Just recently, dude, I've fucking been a shithead, man. Yeah. Like, dude, I look back, it's like, holy fuck, man. I think just recently, I've finally just started to understand what cooking's about. I think just recently, I've finally been able to wrap my head around what I'm doing in all aspects, And I think owning the restaurant with my brother has taken so much pressure off because we can make all the decisions now. There's no another entity that we have to worry about where we want to do something. We have to ask permission or, send an email and be like, hey, we need to spend X amount of dollars, or we want to fly this guy in, or, we want to, we're remodeling the front of the restaurant because building a private dining room because the design got fucked up from the beginning. And we didn't have to ask anybody. We got with our financial, we got with the financial planner, we budgeted it, and that was it. And me and Matt talked about it for a couple of days, like pros and cons, weighed everything out. That was it. And I think like that, and also I think like the pandemic really fucking chilled me out a lot, I found a routine. I found the importance of a routine in the pandemic.
Yeah.
Even though I don't adhere to it, sometimes I fall off that path and I get back onto it. But I know how important a routine is for me. On this day, I go to this yoga class. On this day, I do this combat sport. On this day, I take a day off. On this day, I fucking go back to yoga. This day, I work out with my trainer. This day, I take a day off. And it's very routine, you know. And sometimes I wake up and, you know, I had a real busy service and the body's not feeling it. So I like, listen, okay, let's not go to this class today. But I don't slip off that path too often because I know that routine is there and I know that that's what keeps me sharp. And doing all of those things has like chilled me out so much. And like owning the restaurant with Matthew, just making pasta, having fun. We're having so much fucking fun that I let a lot of things slide, you know, that I wouldn't have when I was 28, 29, 30. You know, those little details that only I notice. And now I'm aware of those little details is what makes every chef different, the details they put into things. But the diner doesn't fucking get it. The diner doesn't know.
Right.
We used a Meyer lemon over a normal lemon, or, you know, those are the details that I taste that I know. That if we weren't able to do those, it's not detrimental to the business.
Right.
And I think once I kind of had that conversation with myself, it chilled out a little bit of like, Matthew always says to me when I start like getting fucking worked up, like, this motherfucker rang it in twice, rang it in this, they're not fucking marked. And he says to me, people make mistakes. And I get all fired up. I'm like, and then he goes, you know, what do you want me to do? What do you want me to do? You want me to kill him? What do you want me to do? You want me to kill him? I'll take him out back right now. I'll fucking kill him. Do you know what you want me to do? I'm like, the other day, poor kid, I was like, forget what happened. We had a super VIP in, something got fucked up. Not that big a deal. And I found Matthew on the fucking floor of the dining room. And I'm like, motherfucker, you gotta pull this. And he's like, so what? What, you gonna continue to berate me on the floor during service? What are you doing, man? What are you doing? I'm just like, fuck. What are you doing, man? It's not who fucking cares, man.
Right.
So we put the food down and they didn't have silverware.
Yeah.
Within 30 seconds, they got silverware. And I was just kind of like, fucking chill out, man. And we have an amazing staff that most of them haven't worked in a restaurant before.
Wow, really?
They don't even, Matthew hired all these people. I didn't do with this.
Wow.
They don't even know this world that you and I came from. They don't even know that fucking exists. They don't even fucking know that it exists, that someone can actually scream at you because the size of the brunoise is not the fucking right size. Like they're oblivious to that. And they're just some college kids and they're good people with great attitude that give good service. Is it perfect? No. Is it the proper steps of service? No. Are we a 3-star Michelin restaurant? No. But people are coming back and they're resonating with the staff that we have, with the guys at the bar, the personalities behind the bar, some of the personalities of the servers we have, Rachel behind the counter, Matthew at the front, you know, and then they see these videos that we put on Instagram and then they come into the restaurant. All those people are standing in the same spots that and that's what people are looking for, experience, or looking for authenticity. This is the world that we're living in now.
Yeah.
And that's what they want to see. They want to know that you're fucking delivering the bread. The chef is behind the counter. The maitre d' is there, that they remember them. Like this, I think this is some of the success of some of these restaurants around the country, especially in Nashville, that they're having because they're implementing these things and they're building an experience and they're building repeat customers based off of simple 101 hospitality mechanics. Yeah. Thanks for coming to my TED Talk. I hope you enjoyed everything. If you like that, hit that subscribe button. But yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
I think that that's it, man. You know, I really do.
Well, yeah. What can be added to that? I think there's something to be said about, you know, when you were saying how we get, I don't think we'll ever stop getting worked up and dealing with those. But like you have to have that somewhere inside you that I wish they were marked before the food at the table, or you know, like those points of service that you were talking about. There's that has to be there.
Yeah, but that's my ADHD brain that won't. Yes.
Is it?
Yes, it is.
Is it just like it's because it's there in all of us?
Yeah.
Because
we're all mentally
I have
ill.
my own version of that.
We're all mentally ill. Yeah, we're all neurodivergents. Everyone in the restaurant industry is fucking neurodivergent, man. You have to be.
Only the people who are good at it.
They're only people who are good at it. Yeah, you have to be.
So you have to have that.
Because we're the ones agonizing about that the fucking spoon's in the wrong place.
Mm.
And it's fucking up the whole meal. Because this is how I want it to be. It has to be like this.
Right.
In my mind, this is the perfect dining experience. And if we falter from this, then it's not how I had set it up. And then I fucking freak out.
It's interesting to me that Stoicism is making such a big comeback now. We talk about this.
We talk about that a lot, actually, man. I don't think it's making a big enough comeback, man. I think everybody needs to chill the fuck out, man. You know?
Or at least be deliberate about their actions and speech and thought.
Or think about what you're going to say before you fucking post it on Twitter and it's out in the ether forever. You know? Why not sleep on that? Why not sleep on that tweet, man?
Yeah.
Why don't you just hold that thought for a second, man. Take a deep breath. Wait a minute and see how you feel.
It often comes back to something that has control over me that I've given up control of myself to something that ought not have control. It's fear, or it's, and to be honest, I think a lot of that stuff is like fear of what people think. Like what are we presenting? I think all of us would like to say, I don't give a damn what anybody thinks about me, but like, let's be honest,
It's not possible.
If I present something to you, you've been very gracious, with our failures, and I'm happy on this podcast to say, you fucked up your breath.
I mean, so what? You know what? You're going to do it again. You know what? You're going to do it again.
Yeah, I know.
That's how it is, man. Like, what do I think you're a bad person? No. Do I think you're a shit baker? Absolutely not. Well, do I think like your cooler went down, you're having a hard time finding staff, you dog ate your homework, like shit. Go back to Matthew. People make mistakes.
Yeah.
Shit happens. You're part of the team.
Go back to Matthew, the Gospel of Matthew, or
my brother Matthew, the Gospel of Matthew. Yeah. People make mistakes.
Yeah. Well, anyway, that anxiety, I hope we can all get free from it. If I stop and slow down and go, I can't do anything about what's happened. You remember that thing that people were putting out, that little diatribe, and when was it? Like the early 2000s, sous chefs were walking around handing this piece of paper out, and it was like the rules of the kitchen, the 10. Well, then one of it was like
Daniel Blue. I think Daniel Blue I saw Daniel put it out. I don't know if he wrote it, but he put it out.
Yeah. You're only as good as your last plate. What a shitty way to live your life.
Yeah.
I could get down with everything else that was on there for the most part, serve only things that you would serve to your mom. Only as good as my last plate, but I want to be thinking about, I need to be thinking about the next one. Like, that's what I should be as good as. Like, I should be able to just brush that off, and you can't do anything about it. I'm not going to do anything about it. I'm going to walk out here bare ass, bare chested.
I just don't let certain things define. Like, I don't want being a chef to define me for a restaurant. There's other shit that I want to do.
Yeah.
There's other things I want to do, man. Like, and I only got 30 years left here, I hope so. You're 75, whatever.
Yeah.
So it's like, this has taken up a good chunk of my life, and now it's not obviously it's taken up a good chunk of my life. Like, getting to this point is that all that training was to get to this particular point of owning a business and running a business.
Yeah.
And now I have a whole new set of fucking problems, man. And now it's like, I'm not prepared for it.
Yes.
I don't know how to be an owner.
Marcus Aurelius was writing his meditations when he wasn't he on the front lines of the northern country, facing the Germanic Accords.
Yeah, deep in it, man.
And he's writing about being gracious to people. Like, he's writing about, I've think before you speak. Yeah. sure, I've spent all this time training and learning. He was an old man. He could still wield a sword.
Yeah.
Which, Lord, I hope I can be, like still able-bodied in my later years. But like his meditation was, but why don't I practice being gracious to people? Like, why don't I practice being loving to people? That I think that's what, to your point, that made me think of that when you were just saying you're more than a chef, and I hope we can all be like. I've watched a few of your podcasts and some of the people on here. I hope they can be too. I think it made me more empathetic to to the guys that I don't know well. I'm gonna go eat their food now.
Do you listen to Lex Friedman? You know who Lex Friedman is? Lex Friedman podcast?
No.
He's a podcaster, super intellectual guy.
Yeah.
Very sciencey, very nerdy sciences. Podcasts are a little bit long-winded for my attention span sometimes, but he's an extremely intelligent guy. And his motto is empathy is the only thing that's going to save human race. And I'm like, yeah, we've lost empathy in every aspect of what we do. From the minute we wake up to screaming at the fucking barista for putting the wrong milk in, to screaming at the guy that cut us off in our car, to getting to work all fucking pent up because I had 3 bad experiences since you got out of bed already, and then raging on your work employees, doing a shitty job, coming home, screaming at your kids, going to bed, doom scrolling, shit posting, reading horrible tweets about what the fucking governments of the world are doing. Then you go to bed, and you wake up and do it all over again.
I used to wonder what Jesus was talking about when he was giving the Sermon on the Mount. The Sermon on the Mount, he said, if you say "raka" to your brother, you say "you fool," you're in danger of hellfire.
Yeah.
I think I know what he was talking about now.
Instagram?
Maybe.
Yeah. You're a religious person?
I am a Christian in the Anglican tradition.
Yeah.
I don't, if that means I'm a religious person. Heard somebody say that they would be careful about saying that they're a person of faith, because if I truly say that I believe, then it means I would live my life radically different.
Interesting.
And that's what I want. Yes, I pray. I pray to the great triune God, Father, Son, and Holy Spirit. And then when I ask for forgiveness, I get right back in my car and do what you were talking about and drop F-bombs at the Latino guy who just cut me off. And then I go, well, yeah, I'm just great at them. Just, I mean, yeah.
You have any hobby? What do you do to relieve stress, man? What do you have any hobbies or anything? Besides making brioche for me?
Well, man, it's so full nowadays. It's so, the days are so full.
Well, you got a family. You got 3 girls? 2 girls?
I have 2 girls.
2 girls.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a fucking full list right there, man.
Yeah, I'd say they're my hobby.
Yeah.
Like I go home and I hold my daughters and I feel like I'm holding the universe.
Yeah.
And I try to exert myself physically, but I mean, let's be real, man.
You look like you're pretty in shape, man. You look like a pretty
fit
guy.
You're very kind.
Hell yeah.
I think the physicality of the bakery is probably keeping me there. I still lift heavy things, and thank God for that work. I think if I did something more sedentary, it would probably be showing on me more. I have a belly now. I have a gut, but I don't care. I think I'll probably keep building it so I can, when I retire, I can be that guy at the fair who gets shot in the stomach with a cannonball.
Ever walking around Boca Raton with your shirt open, just
Yeah.
kind of like some
Barrel
mobster, like some mobster. Yeah.
I am becoming more like Elvis. Like this is the barrel chest and the skinny legs.
Yeah.
As I get older. But I'd love to talk to you some more about like some of the things that you do because like that jujitsu thing is interesting.
It's crazy, man. It's fucking crazy, man. It's insane. It's insane.
I'm about to learn
your mind.
Yeah.
You know, there'll be times where the guys at work will be like, "Hey, did you go to jujitsu today?" Like, no, I didn't have time. But you should go tomorrow because they see the difference. They know the difference, right, man? It's like I'll go and I'll, have a couple fights or do a couple rolls, and then some 22-year-old kid will catch me in a choke. And I was even thinking about, like, how did he do that? And then I get to the restaurant, and it's like, you got here, it's around the neck here, and they're like, hey, I have a problem with, this. The cheese didn't come in, and be like, fuck, let's just use something else, And like, I'm preoccupied trying to figure out how he did that, and the problems that are being presented to me, that I would normally freak out about, they're not that big a deal because this brown belt just choked me, and I didn't know how. I didn't know where it came from. So that's what I'm focused on right now. And everything else around me is kind of mechanical. It's like, I'll get fixed this, no problem, that, And it just sets me in like a better mood and it's a better mindset, And then I layer that in with yoga, which is like the total mind, but it's like the complete yin and yang. You have this aggressive, brute, aggressive, strong sport where you're using the body as human chess and anticipating the next person's move. It's like extremely high level human chess with grave consequences. And then I go to yoga and it's this complete fucking opposite of like, we're in this room. Don't worry about anything that's gone outside. Bring it all to the center. Remember to breathe. And you're just like, okay, all right. And then I layer that in with working out with my trainer, who's a fucking great guy, Blake Harris at Music City Muscle. And him and I, we talk about a lot of things. And our goal is to build muscle mass so that when I'm 80, I could still do the things I want. Like, that's the fucking goal. Is like, we're looking long-term and we're doing long-term things. And he's great. I love working out with him. And then I do Muay Thai on top of that, which is just like fun, energetic fun. You're kicking pads. And, PJ, the coach at Henzo Gracie up in Brentwood, is amazing coach and makes it a lot of fun. And I love that. It's so much fun and it goes by so fast. And jiu-jitsu, I have this love-hate relationship with. And yoga is just kind of like, I got to do it. Yeah. It feels good on the bones. And working out is I got to do it.
But it enables you to do the other
I love Blake. And all of those each are very important for me to continue to do the things that I want to do. And all this big circle of all these fucking things I do all tie into me being a better human being in my personal life and professional life. And the results, you can fucking see it. I have friends that I knew from a couple of years ago that are like, you're a completely fucking different person, man. Completely fucking different person. And that's the best compliment you can get.
It was presented to me that if you wanted to be a peacemaker, or if you want to be a peacemaker, you have to have a dialogue with violence.
Makes sense.
Totally does.
To make sense.
If you want to be somebody who can make peace, you have to have some sort of ability to destroy something.
The first thing they teach you at jiu-jitsu is the fundamentals of self-defense, to be able to defend yourself and your friends at a bar. And that self-defense is being able to talk yourself out of the situation. Yeah. Being able to bring the fucking level down. Yeah. Self-restraint, bring it down, talk through the problems. But in the back of your mind, if this goes south, you're going to fucking kill this person.
Right.
And that person has no idea what they're getting themselves into.
Right.
And that's the king. It's like, walk into a bar and just know that we're fucking safe. Like, nothing's going to happen to us.
Yeah.
And my girl's just like, just nothing, we're fine. Like, always looking where the exits are, checking out who the people are, looking around, like, okay, cool. Like, that's how my brain works. Like, walk into a situation, it's like, where are the exits, who's coming in, who's coming out.
Always do that.
Take a look around. Do I know anybody?
Right.
Sizing people up. If something happens, that guy can help. If something happens, that guy can help. And that's like the first 3 minutes of when I walk into a room.
Yeah.
It's fucking the south side of Chicago in me. Is
Right.
you have to look to see that we're safe.
It's-
And then I get settled in, you know?
Yeah. I grew up in St. Louis and it was the same thing. And we were always having so many fist fights. And my dad was this, do you remember Gunnery Sergeant Hartman from Full Metal Jacket?
Yeah, dude.
Of course, Dad.
Yeah, really?
And he drilled into me and my sister, like, to be aware of your surroundings.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I still do that too. Every time we go into a restaurant, I sit facing the door
Mm-hmm.
because like I want to see who's coming in.
Yeah.
And, like
I don't even know that
That's
I'm
it.
doing it anymore. I
I
don't
don't-
even know that I'm
yeah.
doing it. I just do it. And the only reason I point it out is because she points it out to me.
Yeah.
Are we okay? Yeah, I'm fine. Yeah. And there's a little bit of anxiety in it too. There's a little bit of anxiety when I go into a restaurant. So, like looking, and then I get settled in, I look around, server comes, and I'm like, okay, cool, we're fine. Boom.
Yeah.
It's about 3-4 minutes of intense anxiety of scanning the fucking room.
Right.
You know, a flight attendant told me a trick one time the flight attendants do is, you know, when they come in, they're standing there and they're saying, hello, how are you? They're just not greeting you. They're sizing everybody up. So if there's a fucking problem, they know where you're sitting. They know who to get. They know where to go. And they know exactly who to go to be like, we got a fucking problem. You got to come help us. They're sizing everybody up. He's capable. He's a very strong, capable, big guy. Very friendly, big guy. He's sitting over there, this and that. I'm like, really? Like, yeah, dude, they're just not saying hello. They're sizing everybody up.
Wow.
And they're saying, okay, this guy looks like trouble. This guy's fucking drunk. These two are fighting. And I'm like, interesting. I'm like, yeah. And now every time I walk on a plane, I always look. I was like, hey, how's it going? They're like, hello. Boom, on to the next person. Hey, how are you? On the next person. You know, I'm like, interesting.
Because nothing ever happens on an airplane.
No, why would it, man?
I do love shotguns. That's like do you ever go to the gun range?
No, I've shot a couple guns. I mean, from the north, so guns weren't a part of our. My dad was a cop, so he was like very anti-gun. But yeah, I was thinking about getting a shotgun for the house. Leanne Cherry and Bill Cherry always invite me over to the farm. We always shoot guns.
Yes.
I always feel like I'm doing something illegal. You know, like, really? Can I And they brought out like the AR-15. I'm like, oh, can I shoot that? They're like, yeah, totally. I was like, it's so much fun.
Yeah, the noise and the recoil, it's like that's therapeutic.
It's also, it's like you don't pull the trigger, you squeeze the handle. Like you're not like pulling the trigger. Like you do it like you're at the video game play. It's just kind of like sinking in a choke for jujitsu. It's like once you get that choke in, you're not choking. Your whole body's just relaxing.
Yeah.
And you're just becoming like an anaconda. And you're just, all of your muscles, just bringing it in, tightening and tightening and tightening. It's the same thing with a gun. The way he shot me is like, don't think about it. Just kind of squeeze the handle lightly and everything will just kind of.
Right.
And I'm like, fuck, that's amazing. Because if
You can control your breathing.
if you're tense and you're like, relax, you're just like.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, we should go shoot guns, man. Is there a gun range around here?
Down for that. There's several, yeah.
Yeah.
There's a
I
bunch of
forget
them.
we're in the South, man. I totally forget where I live sometimes. Yeah.
They're like, really? We can do this with it.
Yeah. A little bit in the backyard right now if you want.
I went to one in this is a long time ago. Like, was at the armory, and the range safety officer just kind of walked off. He's got his looking at his watch, and he walks off. And there's this dude like mag dumping with his dad's AK-47. It's got like, he was like a Middle Eastern dude. And it's got like, it looked like he brought it over. It's got the wood stock. And it's not like the AKs that you see the gun guys bring in. They were just settled. That was Bin Laden. And he's like, you could see him rattle with it. And it's just, he's like starting to walk, because the gun's like, the recoil's like doing this, like making him walk right. And that kind of shit just like makes me a little bit nervous. It's a little bit too loose, but yeah, Nashville, the South, it's a gun community.
Yeah.
Sure.
We like our freedom. What's new and exciting at the bakery, man? What are you looking forward to?
Oh man, I'm looking forward to developing more of a retail, like a welcoming environment, because we moved in 2020 and took over, and everybody was like, COVID. Everybody's like looking out, peering through their peepholes at the world outside, and I think we everybody's much more relaxed about letting people in, and obviously it's been like that for a while. People are getting, they're back to normal, but I haven't had it in my wheelhouse to exert myself to create a more welcoming kind of storefront. So I'd like to, and we're getting into the last year of our lease, so I'd like to dress it up a little bit and start thinking about signage and being more, having more outreach, to people. I think I'm excited about that. I'm also excited about, just staff development, just the people that I have getting better every day. We've got a great team of people. I've got these people who come in every day, and I feel like you're here every day at 4:30 in the morning again. Like, what? I'm just keep looking around like, this is crazy. You've been doing this every day for so long. Are you going to put in your notice now because you found something better? Like, but they enjoy being there. They enjoy, the work, and it's getting more family. It has a more family feel to it, especially since we've been doing family meals more frequently.
How many staff you got over there now?
6. It's pretty small.
Yeah.
But they're professionals. I pay them as well as I can. And they show up anyway. They keep showing up. I'm surprised they keep showing up. Do you think the labor market's swinging back a little bit? The pendulum swinging?
Yeah, I definitely think so, man. The quality of cooks that we're getting is like, it's really great right now, man. And
is that the market, or is that just you? Because good cooks want to go to good kitchens, right? Like,
I don't know. That's a good question. And we only need 3 people. So it's and the guys
for service.
And for service. Yeah. I mean, and it's just me and the Ruben in the front in the mornings and stuff, which is great. But
are you down to one prep cook?
Yeah, we just hired a dishwasher. She's just going to wash dishes.
Okay.
Do a little bit of prep. She's just never really worked at a restaurant before. So it's just me and Ruben now.
Oh, wow.
Which is better. Trying to claw back a little bit of labor, but like the guys we have, they don't leave, everybody's really enjoying it. Everyone's really liking the culture we've created, and the tip system that Matthew put together was making like good money.
That's,
our line cooks are making good money, and we're on 4 days.
Brilliant.
4 days a week, even myself. Wow. Life's pretty fucking good, man. Life's pretty good. And it's good because, me and my brother are in control of it. And I think that's taking off a lot of fucking stress off of our plate if there's no one but ourselves to answer to. And it took us a little while to like figure it out, but I think we're really enjoying learning how to be owners and learning from our mistakes and realizing how dumb the mistakes are sometimes, and really have a young, energetic staff and allowing them to make their own mistakes and be comfortable with it, because at the end of the day, we're just making fucking pasta when it really comes down to it. And that's like with you, with the bread, is like, it's just bread, man. Like, it's not that big a deal. What am I going to like? You motherfucker, Sam, you fucked up the bread again? You fucking asshole. Are you serious, man? Yeah, I'm serious. Yeah, take it. Yeah, fuck you. See you tomorrow. Fuck you. Where do you see what's... Yeah, right. Hey, you thought that brioche was bad. Where do you see the stuff I got for you today?
I licked every one. Yeah, one. See if you can guess which one.
Yeah. Sam, man, it's really been great getting to know you. I really do cherish the times we come in and deliver the bread, even though it's for like 3 or 4 minutes. It's really sometimes the highlight of my day. And thanks for being such a great partner to us at Iggy's. And if people want to find where you're at and they want to come buy bread from you, where are we going? Nowhere.
Yeah.
Village Bakery and Provisions.
Village Bakery and Provisions, 212 Thompson Lane. We're in the back corner between the barbershop and Osh restaurant.
Yeah.
A little plug for my neighbors.
Right on.
Thanks for having me, and likewise.
Pleasure
for the partnership.
I
enjoy my time too. I wish I could get over there more often.
Well, you know where to find us when you do.
I do.
Thanks, brother.
Thank you.